G'day guys, my name's Tate from Sydney, Australia, and welcome to Mischief Moto Co. This is the channel primarily for bike builds, car builds, general fabrication work. So yeah, it'll just give you a bit of everything, and yeah, you can see here we've got Rufus here, the sheet metal dog. So some random stuff in between as well. But yeah, it's pretty much just going to show you, like, I'm doing all this in my driveway at home and half a car garage. So yeah, it just goes to show, like, you can do it. You just got to get creative with some things, and yeah, show you the parts that I buy, what kind of welders I use, power tools, hand tools, the whole lot. So I'll show you my whole setup and the projects that I'm working on, and we'll go over everything pretty much. Yeah, so we've got a 1972 Honda CB354. So she's a very old girl. Not many parts available for them, bit of a hit and a miss. We've got her at the moment, and we've also got a 1987 Kawasaki Ninja 250 up the side. So that one's almost complete. I'll have to get it out maybe tomorrow, get it all set up, and I'll be able to show you guys in the next coming episodes. Yeah, what I've been doing with that one. But yeah, that was pretty much a ground up build. So not much of the bike is left. The original bike, a lot of it's been cut apart, new tubing made up, re-welded, painted. So yeah, quite a lot of work in that one. That was my first one, started that back in April, and it's taken a long time, only because, like, with work and stuff, so I do fencing and gates as my business, and so that sort of takes priority at times as well. This is something I do on the side. However, you know, this is my newfound passion, and I want to take it further into the future and be able to do these things for other people and their pride and joys, you know. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, pretty much just to give you a bit of background on myself, I'm 26 years old, been doing boiler making for 10 years now, so I'm a trade qualified boiler maker. So yeah, so I left school when I was 16, started straight away. I did it while I was at school for a couple of years, just fell in love with it, loved metalworking, and yeah, that's what I've been doing. So yeah, just an introduction episode, just to let you know who I am, and what we're going to be sort of working on, you know. So with the bikes, I'm pretty much doing absolutely everything, and a lot of this stuff is trial and error. So for me, I've looked online, looked at YouTube videos and things, seen how people have done it, but at the end of the day, you still run into problems, and yeah, a lot of trial and error. So you can't expect to get these things right first time around. You know, 2, 3, 4 times for me sometimes, you know, just to get it right. So yeah, but at the end of it, it's worth it. You know, you learn so much. Like for me, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now on these bikes and cars and things, I wouldn't have known unless I did it, and absolutely just failed. So yeah, don't get demotivated if you go to try it and it doesn't work out too well. You got to just try it again, and yeah, you'll be better the next time. So yeah, so these are a couple of bikes. We'll get some cars in as well. We might do some turbo setups, exhaust systems, things like that. You know, just general fabrication stuff. I've done a few trailers, things like that. So yeah, it'll just be good for you guys to see as well that I haven't got all the big fancy machinery that a lot of big companies do and stuff. I'm literally doing a lot of driveway, inexpensive tools, inexpensive machinery. The main things that you probably do want if you're doing a lot of fabrication is a decent welder. So I've got a MIG here, and I've got my TIG. So my TIG is a AC/DC machine, and I've also got a foot pedal for it. So that's been awesome. The MIG's great just for stuff that you're kind of going to grind back and clean up anyway. And yeah, so we'll go through all that, and I'll show you guys what I use. Yeah, we'll also run through some of the things that I've just made out of necessity, like you know, this timber workbench. You know, at first I was literally dragging the welders out, dragging everything out of the garage, and just working on the floor. And then you know, slowly but surely I started to think, oh, you know, it'd be good to have something that I can just wheel around, and you know, it's just easier. Sort of sharing this workspace as well at the moment, so you know, it's good to be able to get things out of the way, and yeah, and just be a bit more efficient in a sense. Yeah, but yeah, so we'll go through the workbench. I'll show you. I'll even upload a little drawing of the dimensions and stuff, what I've used and whatnot. Super handy. Going to be putting this sheet metal top on it because the timber is getting absolutely thrashed. This is just an old solid wooden door, so yeah, the timber's getting absolutely thrashed with the sparks from the welder, and you know, hot friggin' plate and all that stuff resting on it, so smoking up all the time. So yeah, we'll get some sheet metal on top of it, give it a yeah, give it a good base for all the welding and stuff. But yeah, so we'll go through pretty much everything, and I'd say the next episode I'll take you through all my machines, what they are, and I'll put a bit of a price list together as well, kind of give you guys a bit of an idea how much this all costs, and you know, at least then you get a bit of an idea. Okay, like, you know, be able to sort of go, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna have this much for a saw, this much for a welder, and I'll also let you know what you can get away with as well, because sometimes you don't need the expensive stuff. Depending what you're going to be doing most of, like whatever you're going to be doing most of, like say you're doing the wiring, you want good wiring tools. You know, you're doing welding, you want good welding tools. You're doing, like, you know what I mean? You're a painter, you want a good paint gun, things like that. So yeah, you want to, yeah, whatever you're going to be doing mainly most of, but if you're doing a bit of everything, it's okay. You know, you pick up a second-hand saw, pick up a second-hand welder, but yeah, I'll take you through all that as well. We've got you off the camera tripod. I'm just going to take you through real quick, show you a few, well, I'll show you a bit of the setup. We've got over here, we've got our toolbox, so we've got most of our hand tools there, spray paint and chemicals and stuff. They're sort of scattered all around the garage. So got our drill bits and our TIG parts and stuff, all our welding machine parts, nutsert kit. That has been so handy. Just some fasteners, screws, bolts, same as over here. Just got a big, it's just a tray I made up for most common, like M8, M6, M10, M12, nuts, bolts, washers, things like that. Some sandpaper, some wire wheels for the drill and the grinder and stuff. Got my couple gas bottles here. Now, these gas bottles, I've got one that's pure argon and one that's a mix. So the mix is for the MIG, doing mild steel and stuff. And then we've got the straight argon, which is for mostly on the TIG that I use it, which is for, you know, the stainless and aluminium and the steel, and sometimes I'll put that on the MIG if I want to use it for aluminium welding. So yeah, 2 gas bottles, they're always good. Over here I've got a couple pipes there for the Ninja that I've made up. There's about 64 pieces in total on these pipes, so that was a big job, very big job. We've got the Ninja motor here. Took all that apart, polished the casings. The top one still needs a bit more of a polish. It's a bit oxidized and stuff, so a bit tricky in that sense. But yeah, painted the motor, put the casings back on. Up here we've just got our you know, little spare parts, box full of electrical stuff, so, you know, wiring, connectors, plugs, things like that. Got our paint stuff up there. I did buy the paint gun. I did buy a paint gun, hooked up the compressor, and I painted the Ninja myself. However, I probably won't be doing the painting myself again, only because it's just, there is so much that goes into it that if you really want it to look good, you're better off just leaving it to the pros. There are heaps of different ways. Like if you're just doing a tank, you can probably get away with using spray cans. A lot of guys are using rattle cans out there. It comes out amazing if you want to do it yourself. But as for a spray gun setup and stuff, it's like getting everything adjusted perfect. You need the right painting environment, right temperature, things like that. And so many different factors. So if you don't account for all those factors, you know, you can easily just stuff up a really good paint job. So yeah, but apart from that, we've got our bender down there. I'll bring that out in the next episode, probably show you what kind of bender that is and where I got it from. That's just for like the tubing, so doing the tail loops for the cafe racers and things, power grinders. We've got some clamps there, and yeah, and over here we've got our saw. This is a band saw. Actually, if you lift this part up, it turns into a vertical band saw, so that's been so handy. Just using it for sheet metal as well, cutting out little plates and brackets and things that you don't want to be getting the grinder out all the time for, because, you know, the grinder just makes a mess and sparks and whatnot. It's just, yeah, so you just want to, yeah, sometimes if you can do it cleaner and easier, it's just better off, you know. And yeah, these are the welders. So this is a TIG. So you got all the options here. So you got an AC pulse, DC pulse. So the AC is for aluminium and stuff, and the DC is for your steel, stainless steel and whatnot. And you've also got the manual metal arc welder, which is the stick, and that's just with the electrode, so no gas needed for that. But yeah, so we got a whole range of different options on this. This was, I can't remember the price, but I did get it at a good price. It came with the torch, it came with the foot pedal as well. I got it in a bit of a deal, so that was good. And that there is a 180 amp. so that's plenty enough for light gauge stuff and whatnot. Then you also got the there's a Razor 175 by Unimig as well, and this is perfect as well for light gauge stuff. Rarely have I ever turned that dial up all the way. It's always been, you know, 3/4 of the way up. It's never been, you know, nothing too heavy. So yeah, that's been super handy. I've also got another gun for it, which is for the aluminium. So with the aluminium, if you run an aluminium wire through these machines and the lining inside the actual gun, you need to change the lining because it can bind up really easy, and that's when your wire starts to build up in the machine, and you have to take it apart, cut it, and feed it all the way back through again. So yeah, it can be a bit of a pain in the bum. But yeah, we've also just got a bench vise here, bench grinder. So we've got the grinding wheel, and we've got the wire wheel on it as well. It didn't come with the wire wheel. I had to get a bit of a universal kit for that, put that on. Also got a little vise here. That's just good for holding down parts when you're welding and stuff. And what else? Over here, pump up the jam. I put my little UE boom in there, my portable speaker. We've got our hammers here. So we just got a little range of hammers. We've got our grinding disc, cutting discs and stuff on that side. Earmuffs, hook. Yeah, so a whole bunch of stuff. And this is the sheet metal dog. Currently for sale actually. So if you want to know more about that, you can send me a message. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the setup, and yeah, we'll be covering heaps more in the next episodes. This is literally the first one. I've never done this before, so yeah, just get into the swing of it. So we'll see how we go in the next episode. Maybe the next episode I'll bring the Ninja out, and we're gonna have a look at that, as well as the Honda. I'll show you what I've done on the Honda so far and everything that I've done to the Ninja. So yeah, thanks guys, and like, subscribe, as they say. Like, subscribe, and share this video to people who might be interested as well, because you know, it's going to be a super informative channel. I'm going to go over everything for you guys. Put in the comments what you'd like to see as well, things that you might not have seen in other videos on YouTube or whatnot. But yeah, hit me up. All good. See ya.